Let's talk about silver now as a commodity. Silver still has a lot of demand for it, doesn't it? As an industrial metal.
About 50% of silver's demand these days is industrial. It's a very important industrial metal. And then 50% of it is investment and that sort of thing. That makes it not quite a precious metal. When you've got to 50% industrial demand, you're no longer purely a precious metal, and precious means that it's all used for either jewelry or investment. That being said, silver's always been a proxy to gold. So if gold goes up 1%, over time, silver will probably go up 2%. If gold goes down 1%, silver will probably go down 2%. For the real precious metal bulls, if they think they're in a bull market for gold, the smart thing is to actually buy silver because you're going to get a better return. It's almost like buying an ETF.
Does silver lag gold?
Yes, it does.
So again, another argument to if the gold price is starting to move, then you've got maybe a little bit of time to adjust your positions for silver.
So I have a gold fund, and my gold fund has to be 80% invested in primary gold, and 20% I can do in other precious metals. I've underperformed some of my peers who don't have such strict rules on their prospectus. One of my peers who's done extraordinarily well this year was 80% silver in his gold fund. Because he knew that he was going to get the returns, he was going to get better returns out of silver.
So he had a bit of style drift going on there then?
Star drift?
Style drift. So well, I remember from my fund management days years ago, I used to work for old mutual fund managers many years ago. I remember one of the big things was trying to keep a fund manager doing what they're supposed to do, which is stick within their remit. Or is he allowed to do that? Because it sounds like there's a style drift going on.
It is a style drift. His remit, the actual terms of his prospectus were very, very broad. And I think he stuck to them, but they were very, very broad terms that maybe the title of his fund was not indicative. Okay. He's had a great year. Yeah. Let's give him some credit where credit is due.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's done very, very well. I would actually like my prospectus to open up a bit so I can have some of the ability to better benefit from some of that. Because the reality is, in a bull market, you can do better in silver than gold. But you also have to remain true to your investors. And if your investors think you're investing in gold, you should probably be investing at the very least, the majority of your investments in gold.
So you just need to speak to your own fund managers to see if you can actually get the prospectus changed, so you can have a little bit more flexibility.
I have to speak to my fund holders, actually. Right. They have to approve any major prospectus changes, and like everything bureaucratic, that takes time. I hope I've done well enough for them this year that they'll give me some leeway.
And so moving on to the producers now then. So what are the top producing silver countries?
Ooh, this is a good one. I think I don't know what order they're in, but I believe the top producing silver countries are Mexico, Russia, the US, Canada, and Australia.